In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Fear, if left unchecked, can become the worst tyrant of all times. Individuals that allow fear to become their supreme Lord subject their life to a merciless God. Lately, fear has become the most dominating factor of the worldwide society. The commemoration of the Sunday of all the Saints is an appropriate reminder as not to submit to the sovereignty of fear. The fear of God, according to the Holy Bible, is the only necessary and compatible fear with the human nature. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10, says the Bible. The fear of God is different in nature from the emotion of distress or the scare from the expectations of being punished for crime. The fear of God is an authentic part of human nature. It is a divine design, programmed to function as a safety device. Through divine love, the fear of God shields and protects and preserves the person from passions and from sinning. The fear of God terminates the impure thoughts that, if left uncontrolled, would lead to sin. Do not take advantage of each other, but fear your God. Leviticus chapter 25, verse 17. Saint Thalassius explains how faith and fear of God are connected. The acquisition of faith leads to fear of God. The fear of God will produce restraint from sensual pleasures, patient endurance while facing sufferings, and hope in God. It will free the person from sinful passions and reward him with perfect love. The Sunday of all the Saints is an opportunity to contrast our level of courage against the bravery of all the saints. It is an important reminder that the world is in need for the Christian bravery to make a comeback. Today we are challenged by all the saints to audit our Christian performance. They teach us that man is safe only when he trusts in the Lord, and how to distinguish between holy fear, intimidation, and human threat. the saints who acquired fear of God did not only defeat fear, rather, fear itself was terrified by them. The unnatural fear is produced by evil. It's not part of God's creation. Torture, jeers, flogging, intimidation, terrorism, bullying, or imprisonment do not shake off the steadfastness of the saints, nor can they blur their prudence and dominate their life. Saint Theodore, the great ascetic, explains how the love of God expels every type of fear out of the hearts. When the saints' hearts are wounded by God's love, the fear of losing God will exceed with thousands times the threats of any human punishment. The greater the longing to God grows in our hearts, the greater grows our fear of losing God. The more we hope to attain God, the more we fear Him. There is nothing more blessed than to attain God. And there is nothing more terrible than the great fear of losing Him. Saint Maximus, the Confessor, explains that the fear which the believer feels toward God is not the same as the fear of a judge. Fear of God is an awe and proper reverence for the surpassing excellence of God's infinite power. Having reached perfection in love, man acquires divine fear that endures forever. This is the foundation of the steadfastness of the saints. The opponents of the faith do not understand how fear of God protects the saints. The ineffectiveness of severe, intimidating tactics in terrorizing the saints puzzles them. The bravery of Prophet Daniel shutting the mouth of lions bewilders them. So does the courage of the three youth in the furnace that quenched the fury of the flames. And likewise, the calmness of Prophet Isaiah while being sawn into two halves. It is strange, yet true, that King Herod, despite his armed entourage, feared Saint John the Baptist, a defenseless, non-violent man. Saint Polycarp, a peaceful old man, overwhelmed his capturers and executioners with his faith, love, and courage. The Sunday of all the saints, the Sunday of all the saints demands an answer from us. Are we being faithful as Christians in proclaiming the truth of Christ through our healing words, kind deeds, and pure thoughts. Or are we justifying our complacency with sin ruling over our hearts through various excuses? Today we are reminded that fear is not an excuse to justify our complacency with sin, either for being passive or for doing the wrong thing out of fear. Today we are encouraged not to fail in defending the truth because of fear. We are reminded with Prophet Moses saying, "Do not be afraid, so that the fear of the Lord will be with you to keep you from sinning." Exodus 20:20, which happens to be this year, 2020, the same number of verse. It is crucial to understand the wisdom of the Holy Scriptures, that the fear of man is nothing but a snare. The fear of man is nothing but a trick. Proverbs 29:25. Prophet Isaiah, fearless defender of the truth, has a message to all the people that know in their heart what is right. He says, "Do not fear the reproach of mere mortals, or be terrified by their insults." Isaiah 51, verse 7. Christians who fail the world, Christians who fail the world by not defending the truth because of fear should remember the frightening warning of the Lord. "Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell." Matthew 10:28. The Lord Jesus Christ will commission the people who love the truth from the east and from the west to complete his mission if his followers neglect it. But woe to us, the complacent Christians, because terrible sufferings in hell, and the wretched state of eternal regret and remorse will be awaiting for us. After all, Jesus' warning was crystal clear. What good will it be for someone? What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? Matthew 16:26. Thank you very much.